the fate.
This is the way. Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Tells me when you'll love this.
Hello, critics, non-critics, and friends. Welcome to the Film Optix podcast, where we take a glance into blockbusters, indie films, and everything in between. I'm your host, Christian, and today I'm here to review the Blu-ray copy of Peacemaker Season 1, which is now available to purchase at your local retail store. And I would like to thank Warner Brothers for sending me this review copy for the purposes of this podcast episode. And before we begin today's episode, you can listen to our podcast on podcast platforms around the internet. That includes Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more. And if you are a new or seasoned listener to the show, we would love to hear from you guys. Follow us on Instagram and follow us on Twitter at Film Optix. That is Optix with an X. Or you can email us at filmoptix@gmail.com for any movie-related questions. So, as always, the way that this is going to go down, if you are new here, welcome. We've been doing, dipping our toes, I should say, into the physical media, the home entertainment market here for the past few weeks now. And, I'm just going to be giving my initial reactions of this package of Peacemaker Season 1 altogether, my initial reactions for the show as a whole. And we're going to get into a bit of picture and audio and special features discussions here of this overall package as well. So if you're new here, those are just a few things to expect. If you're returning listener, welcome. It's always nice to have some amazing returning listeners dive into our newer segments here on the show. So without further ado, we'll be right back after this introduction to Peacemaker Season 1.
You're a born killer with expertise in every weapon known to humankind. I'm giving you the chance to stay out of prison and work for me.
Kill people.
Bad people.
This is Hardcore. Be a handler in the field. John Economist, Tech and Tactics. And this is our new recruit, Adebayo.
You don't have to shoot people after you already killed them.
Right.
And we are back. You just heard a little clip of Peacemaker Season 1. Again, this is our Blu-ray review for Peacemaker Season 1. And this show is written and directed by James Gunn and stars John Cena, Danielle Brooks, Freddie, Stroma, Jennifer Holland, and more. And the story is as follows. Picking up where the Suicide Squad that released in 2021 left off, Peacemaker returns home after recovering from his encounter with Bloodsport, only to discover that his freedom comes at a price. So the runtime for Season 1 of Peacemaker is approximately 408 minutes. That's about 8 one-hour episodes plus the bonus content, which is approximately 20 minutes altogether. And as I said before, this is already available to buy on store shelves. The street date was November 22nd of 2022. And the price range for the Blu-ray digital combo pack is $24.99. Now, as far as my initial reactions go for this, we actually already covered this show when it was releasing weekly on HBO Max. But to give my initial reactions really quick for you guys, I think Peacemaker is easily one of the best DC live action shows to date. It's up there with Doom Patrol to me personally. And I actually enjoyed this series more than I thought that I was going to. It's riddled with hilarious dialogue. It gives you a deeper look into Peacemaker's past and his ragtag team of friends, which is kind of like their own miniature Suicide Squad outside of the actual Suicide Squad. And the opening credit sequence, as always, it's just out of this world. The characters are well written. The story takes you on a wild, wild ride. And I think it's safe to say that James Gunn is the master of needle drops altogether. But overall, I really enjoyed this ride. I was rewatching the episodes on my Blu-ray disc just to kind of, get a little bit back into that world because it's been a while for me. But you can also listen to our in-depth review of Peacemaker on the podcast. I'll put a link in the episode notes of this review below. With all that said, we're just going to get into the picture and the audio here. On the picture side, there's honestly not much to talk about. This is a standard Blu-ray packaging, so it does come with the standard Blu-ray picture. Nothing to really write home about. The color grading and everything, I think, is where it needs to be. Nothing looks oversaturated. Nothing looks super washed out. Even if you're watching this on a standard 1080p, like HD TV, it's going to pop out at you. There is no Dolby Vision or anything of that nature. I was watching it on my OLED, and honestly, I couldn't really tell that much of a difference between the physical copy of season 1 and what's streaming on HBO Max. Obviously, when it comes to watching TV shows on a disc, you are going to have those uncompressed files. So, putting them side by side between the HBO Max version and the Blu-ray version, there might be a few differences. The colors may pop a little bit more on the Blu-ray outside of the HBO Max streaming version, but all in all, nothing really to say much about the technical aspects of the picture. But I mean, it looks great. Like overall, there's so many amazing moments within this season, and there's a lot of things that just pop out, and it's just a jolly old time. A solid 8-episode season, which I think is absolutely perfect. There is a part of me that wishes that we would have gotten a 4K release, because there are a lot of scenes within season 1 that I would have loved to see that do actually pop out, especially when it comes to the penultimate and the season finale altogether. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. It does seem that HBO reserves the 4K release for TV shows for more of their bigger shows, since Peacemaker is new to the market. It's new to DC TV. We are getting a second season. We're not entirely sure when, but, as of this recording, a lot of things are happening over at DC when it comes to the trajectory of their franchise. James Gunn has been hired to lead or oversee more DC projects. He's effectively the Kevin Feige version for Warner Brothers Detective Comics, or DC as it will. But as I said before, the picture, all in all, just a standard Blu-ray picture as if you would find on any other Blu-ray. Nothing in the technical department there. Same with the audio, honestly. This is just English HD 5.1. There are not a lot of audio options here. Of course, it does come with the Blu-ray subtitles, a few different languages within those subtitles. I think about maybe 3 or 4 last time that I checked. But when it comes to the actual audio, it's just standard English. Again, I will say that the audio is a bit on the softer side, I feel like, when I was watching it on my Blu-ray player, my 4K Blu-ray player. I had to bump up the audio a little bit through my soundbar, which is something I normally don't have to do. I'm not sure if that's just a testament of me getting older, or, I just felt like maybe the audio was just a little bit more of the softer side. I had to pump up the volume notches there for a little bit, but all in all, nothing too big that they did with the audio. Again, this is just a standard Blu-ray print of season 1 for Peacemaker. But as far as the special features go, there's actually quite a lot. Like I said before, there's about 20 minutes or so of special features, including the Making the World Safe for Violence Peacemaker's team, where they kind of go through each and every character and about a little bit more about their background story. You get a little bit more exclusive footage behind the scenes, especially with James Gunn talking about a lot of the characters, and as well as a plethora of gag reels, aka blooper reels altogether. Like I said, it's about 20 minutes altogether for those special features. But I think it's a nice little package for $24.99. You're getting, an amazing show, and you're also getting a little extra on the side with the special features, kind of diving deep into that world. And hopefully this should hold everyone over for season 2. But really quick, I also wanted to just to talk about the standard packaging that comes with it. It comes in a nice little slipcover, and of course, it does come with a digital code. This is the Blu-ray copy altogether. Does not come with a DVD. You would have to buy that separately if you would have to buy season 1 DVD separately if that is the case altogether. But like I said, it's 8 episodes. Altogether, there's 2 discs with the Blu-ray package, 4 episodes on one disc and 4 episodes on the other. Bing, bang, boom, you're all good to go. It's a nice, very standard, I know I keep saying the word standard over and over. It's a basic Blu-ray packaging. It looks nice. You got all the characters on the front. Nothing too crazy, but exactly what you expect from a Warner Brothers TV show Blu-ray release. But overall, my final thoughts on this, and if you should buy this Blu-ray. To the second question, absolutely, you should buy this if you are a huge Peacemaker DC fan. I think that this pairs very well with James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, and it continues the story of Peacemaker. And like I said, it really shocked me of how good this show was altogether. Like I mentioned before, the hilarious dialogue, you get a deeper look into Peacemaker's past, and the fact that these characters are just so well written. It just blows it out of the water. Job well done by James Gunn and the rest of the cast and crew. It's fantastic. But for my final thoughts, as I kind of already mentioned before, it's great. I absolutely love this show. I feel very fortunate enough to have Warner Brothers send this over to me. Again, thank you to Warner Brothers for sending me a review copy. But it's a must buy for any DC fan, like 100%. Especially if you want to add more Blu-rays to your home entertainment collection. This will be going up on my shelf right next to The Suicide Squad, and I'll definitely be checking out Peacemaker season 1 again before season 2 drops. So all in all, I would say job well done. Like I said before, standard audio, picture quality, as you would expect from a regular Blu-ray release. I did feel like the subtitles were a little bit more on the lighter side with only 3 language options, but like I said before, beggars can't be choosers. I don't know how they necessarily decide which language subtitles go with each TV show and or movie. But overall, that concludes our review of Peacemaker, the Blu-ray review, season 1, that is now again available in stores to buy for $24.99. And with all that said, if you like what you heard on today's episode, please subscribe to our podcast on your favorite podcast platform of choice, and make sure to share an episode of our podcast with a friend, whether it be your mother, your brother, or your significant other. Make sure to share an episode of the Film Optix podcast with a movie lover in need. And with all that said, that is a wrap for today. Thank you all for listening. And if you enjoy the show, leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram to stay in the know. I'm your host, Christian, and I'll see you guys in the next one.